through Easter yesterday, right through Christmas just the same. The priest came up to me all up in arms. He said, "Devil boy, what have you done?" Hey, devil boy, we're gonna blow your house in. Hey, devil boy, what do you think of that? For heaven's sakes, it's only been...
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I5 Mad Hatter coming at you one more time. So, I was going to introduce you to my new co-host, Rena, my Alice in Wonderland, but our video didn't work out so well. I'm catching up on the learning curve on this stuff. Anyhow, if any of you guys out there have got a better idea than Zoom to do a podcast with, let me know what to use. Just leave your comments down there. So, what you guys think about that little video I did the other night while I was driving home? Talking about the lies that have been perpetrated on the American people through the history books. You know what they say, what's done in darkness shall be revealed in the light. Yep. See, I've been getting kind of ticked off about my education that I spent so much money for. I think if my education was fraudulently taught to me, I don't owe a damn dime for it. Nope. I mean, I did get some good pieces of information out of my education, but I had to take civil history class or Western civilizations classes and pay $1,000 for those classes, and all they did was flat out lie to me about what the history of our planet was. Now, granted, you know, that's near 14, 15, 16 years ago. However, they've known about this stuff for 400 years. What I'm getting at is the fact that Native Americans, not just Native Americans, but Aboriginal Americans that were here before Columbus, they were kidnapped and taken over to Europe as slaves. At 2% of the so-called African American population were actually from Africa. Nope. No. This country's lied to us, folks, and it's terrible. It's really terrible. We've all been lied to. Our government is just absolutely fraudulent. Their education system is absolutely fraudulent. There's so many things that I'm just absolutely beside myself with. So if you haven't done it already, go check out some of those videos from a fella named Dane Calloway. Calloway, like the Callaway Golf Clubs. And once you've checked him out, check out the new channel that I liked or subscribed to today, where it goes even deeper into the fact that, well, so far some of the facts are coming out that those same Aboriginal people that were here before Columbus, before the conquistadors, yeah, they were descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. They didn't teach us that in school. They told us that all the Native Americans or the Aboriginal Americans that were here came across on the land bridge from Bering Strait. but they were all from Asia. Well, if the lost tribes of Israel took off and went through India, made it up through China and into Russia, and that land bridge was still there, well, what about those folks? They weren't Asian. They were woolly haired, like they described Christ. And the land of Mexico, I said it right, Mexico, was named after Moses. Moshe. I've been learning some different history. And I want you guys to learn the same stuff. Because if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. Yeah. So far I've gone about 2 miles in this 5 minutes I've been talking to you. It's a slow move. It's snowing here in the Great North Frozen. Gonna be tundra before long. And now we'll talk about the Ice Age. So this is one of the latest freezes, or the latest snows I have seen since I moved to the Northwest from Kansas. February is usually raining, like for weeks at a time. None of this frozen stuff coming out of the sky. And I'm going to tell you something. You folks up here on the I-5 corridor better start figuring out that snow, just because it's flying, doesn't mean that it's sticking, and it doesn't mean that the roads are slippery. It just means there's snow flying. Until you see ruts in the road from the snow, put your damn foot on the accelerator and drive. Instead of constantly tapping your brakes and make everybody else accordion behind you. Drive. If you're gonna slow down. Do 30, 35 miles an hour. We could all get home in a decent time. No, all you little old ladies and you scaredy cats, you got to get home, but you're gonna go 2 miles an hour and keep tapping your brakes. Stop it. It's stupid. Some of the most high-tech, smart people in the whole world live up here in the Great Northwest, and you people don't know how to drive. Shoot, we don't even slow down under the speed limit until there's 3 inches of snow on the ground, and then we push it back where I come from. Yeah, I'm yelling. I'm pissed. I-5 Mad Hatter. I'm mad and I'm a hatter. Well, I don't make hats, but I wear lots of different ones. This is just retarded. Changing lanes. Let's see how slow this one will go. Anyhow, back to the Ice Age. We set a record cold temperature in Olympia, Washington. 13 degrees above zero. A record low. And yet in other parts of the country, there's record highs. Huh? Yeah, things are changing. Things are changing. So in other parts of the country, people are going to start planting their crops, and then we're going to get a record freeze late in the year, and boom, our crops are going to all die. And I'm going to point you to another fella named Adapt 2030. Adapt, A-D-A-P-T 2030. Go look at watch some of his videos about the coming Ice Age and the grand minimum of the sun. No, it's not just your regular minimum of the sun every 11 years. It's a grand solar minimum. And folks, I'm going to harp on this. This is the survival of our species. 2 things help us survive. 1, we learn what our history is. You know, the history of the planet Earth. The history of our people. The history that's going to repeat itself. Especially of the planet Earth. Because the Earth and the Sun and this wonderful galaxy, it runs in cycles. It repeats itself. It runs in cycles. We know this because we can look at tree rings. We can look at the glacial packs and get core samples from thousands of feet deep under the glacial packs in Greenland and Antarctica. We know what the snow does. I tried to rhyme that, didn't work so well. But dang it, this isn't about Republicans and Democrats and Libertarians and all these stupid parties that everybody's all about. This is about who's going to live, who's going to die. I kind of want to live. I kind of want my grandkids to live. I kind of want to see that they continue on making this planet into a beautiful oasis in the middle of the wonderful sky. But we're being duped. Shit, we've been lied to about our history. We've been lied to about our weather. We're lied to about who did what up in Washington the dipshit see. That's another thing. Did you know that Washington, D.C. was once called Rome, Maryland? And it's part of Virginia. You know, starts with Virgin. Mary, land, Virgin, Mary the Virgin. Yeah, they lied to us about how this country started too. They lied to us about a whole bunch of things. And who's the pinnacle of that lying to? I'll bet you never guess what's coming out of Mr. Henderson's mouth here in a minute. The Mad Hatter knows. And here it is, and I'm going to shout it from the rooftops like one of my commenters said. All this crap has been handed to us, the lying to us about our history, the lying to us about the weather, the duping down and the dumbing down of America and the rest of this planet by the great oppressor himself, or itself, the papacy, the Holy Roman See. And now, now the papacy is being run by a Jesuit. Want to get freaked out and sickened to your stomach? Go look up the little vow that the Jesuit priesthood takes to be a Jesuit. Go look that up. That'll freak you out. We call those the black popes, the Jesuit popes. Well, now they're right out there in front. They're taking over. And they're all about the New World Order. And they tell it to us in Latin. Novus Ordo Secularum. Oh yeah, I took a Latin class. Took it right along with my Spanish class. It was awesome. It was awesome. I learned a lot. See, every contract that's been written and signed for by the Vatican, smallest country on the planet, its own sovereign country. Hell, the United States of America even has an embassy at the Vatican. Now, I know a lot of you guys should know that, but if you don't, well, now you do. And that's the truth. You can look that up too. And I'll constantly say, don't believe a damn thing I say. I might be lying to you as well. What in the fudge are you doing, you dumbass? Oh, sorry. Dumbass out in front of me doesn't know how to drive. He's slowing down in the middle of 60-mile-an-hour traffic. Good golly. Anyhow, I digress. I'm sorry about that. I do want to just explain to you that all the lies are being perpetrated and brought upon this planet Earth and to us, the human, H-U-E, human beings of this planet, by people who want to control us. And it's always the priesthood. It's always been the priesthood for as long as recorded history's been around. They try to control what we learned from the Bible. They try to control what we learned from our history. They try to control what we learned from our sciences. I mean, even Galileo had to fight for his life so he wouldn't be killed, because he saw that there were moving stars in the sky and found out that those might be something different than stars. Yeah, there's a few of you guys out there that are following my channel, wanting to know what I believe about science. Science doesn't have any beliefs. Not if it's science. There's no damn religion in a science. No damn belief system in a science. You can't just believe that 1 + 1 is 2. You can't just believe that. You have to prove it to yourself. You take 1, you add 1, and you get 2. Unless you're talking about dogs. If you got a female dog and a male dog, you could end up with 15. Like I did. Think about it. You are thinking about that, aren't you? I hope you're thinking, period. Because you're being lied to. Not by me. I'm just going to flat tell you. Notice how I use the word flat. I'm just going to flat tell you the truth. Number 1, by taking scientific observations, true and honest observations, over the flattest piece of earth I can find, which, by the way, happens to be water. I don't see no roundness. I don't see no spherical portion to it. Math doesn't add up. Either that or the earth is much, 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 much bigger than what they're telling us. And if that's the case, well, they're going to have to prove that too. Because right now I don't know really what the shape of the earth is. So I'm not going to say that it's a flat plane, that we live on a table under a bunch of water. Though that's what the Bible tells us. A whole lot of that Bible's been proven true. Scientifically even. But I don't know. I'll flat out tell you right now, I don't know. And I've got a degree in physics. Which means, by the way, I studied the hell out of mathematics. And I do know that spherical coordinates, spherical, proving the shape of a sphere, the size of what they tell us our Earth is, the curvature should be seen at the constant rate of however many miles you are from a point. It should fall off one way or to the other 8 inches per mile squared. So, first mile, 8-inch drop. Second mile, 8 times 8. Keep going. Do the math. 8 inches per mile squared. And I don't see that, folks. So, somewhere they're lying to us again. Maybe someday I'll be rich enough, have enough money, and our technology will get to the point where we can actually have touristic space flight, and I can get up high enough to actually see the curvature that they talk about. But right now, I don't see how the rivers, let alone train systems, can constantly climb and fall at the rate of 8 inches per mile squared. Yeah. Think about a train. Some trains are 1 to 2 miles long. I've seen them. My grandpa used to work on trains. Grandpa used to laugh about the fact that the earth was curved when I'd come home with my homework. He's like, there's no way that a train 2 miles long or longer can travel uphill 8 inches per mile squared. Because it'd use way too much fuel, and then on the other side of the curve, falling down, going down that outside curve of the sphere, brakes would be worn out. So I don't know, but spherical coordinates in the mathematics doesn't work. Not with what they tell us. Not with what they're telling us. Nope, it don't work. 1 + 1 still equals 2, though. Unless, of course, you're studying calculus, and then you got a different story. You know what? I'm too bright, and I can't even believe how bright it is. Is this? Well, I got sunglasses on, so it don't look as bright to me as it does on there. So I'm sorry. I'm kind of getting off kilter here. I want you guys to know that I know that some of my followers right now are coming on here that truly believe in flat Earth. And I'm telling you, scientifically, sorry about those bumps, guys. That's our taxes at work here in Washington. Scientifically, mathematically, what they tell us and what I see doesn't show me a spherical Earth with a radius that they tell us that our radius of the Earth is, or the circumference of our Earth is 25,000 miles around. It just doesn't add up in the mathematics at all. And I don't care who you are. If you're going to tell me otherwise, you're a freaking idiot. You don't know how to do spherical coordinates. I even had that discussion with my math professors and my physics professors, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. Well, I am the I-5 Mad Hatter, and I always have been a little bit crazy about this life. I love seeing the birds fly and the dogs bark, and I love seeing all this stuff. This is the neatest stuff. It really is. Now, I really don't hate anybody, but I sure do hate some of your stupidity. That drives me absolutely stupid crazy. Just stupid. Just absolutely asinine, guys. Asinine. You don't know your history. You don't know your math. You don't know your science because you've been dumbed down by the Vatican. It's all a plan to make you stupid. And if you want to get smart, you'll start getting your butt for 2 or 3 hours a day instead of watching that bloob tube called the TV and always on Netflix and crap. You'll start reading some books. You'll start studying some mathematics and science, and you'll start proving this stuff to yourself. Damn it, people. Pull your God-blessed heads out your butts and pay attention. We've all been duped. Every damn one of us on this planet's been duped, except the elite, the people who know. And those people know. And those people that are up there that's got that kind of money, they are educated differently than the rest of us that have to go to public school, public indoctrination camps. Damn it, people, I've gone 22 minutes, and I told you a long time ago I didn't want to go over 15 because I'd lose your interest. Well, folks, if I've lost your interest, then I'm not going to be touching you very well. And I do need to get that co-host on here, because she'll probably hold your attention a whole lot better than this old fat-bearded, bald-headed fella will. But again, I digress. It just gets me a little ticked off that our government, our education system, is lying to us about everything. About everything. Lying to us about the politics. They're lying to us about our government, how our government was started. They're lying to us about who the slaves were and where they came from. They're lying to us about it all. Because that's the only way they can control us is through fear and stupidity. Well, I say it like this. The more you know, the more you know, the more you know, the more you know. The less fear you'll have if you'll get to know what the hell's coming at you. Like standing on a set of train tracks. Well, if you didn't know what the fuck a train was, you're gonna die. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're standing on the fucking tracks and a train's coming at full fucking speed. Get the fuck off the tracks. As the song out there would say, move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. I said move. Is that enough for you? See what you made me do? I got all choked up. Now, if you feel a little offended, good. Reach up both hands, pull those ears, fellers. Girls, pull both ears as hard as you can until you hear that popping sound. When you hear that popping sound, you're getting close. Until next time, ladies and gents, y'all keep your stickware, that's right, on the ice.